Welcome to this all-new episode of Make It Shine, a podcast brought to you by Celebian, your trusted ally to your TikTok greatness. I'm your host, Ethan James. While TikTok thrives on spontaneity, the most successful creators know that a polished video, one that feels effortless yet refined, can dramatically increase a video's impact. Whether you're sharing a quick dance routine, a funny skit, or an insightful tutorial, how you present your content can make or break its success. High-quality editing not only makes your content more enjoyable to watch, but also builds credibility and professionalism. It shows that you've put thought and effort into your work, which can lead to greater viewer trust and engagement. Editing isn't just about cutting and trimming. It's about crafting a visually and audibly cohesive story that resonates with your audience. Good editing can enhance the pacing, highlight key moments, and emphasize the emotions or messages you wish to convey. It turns a simple idea into a compelling piece of content that's not only repeatedly watchable, but shareable. So whether you're just starting out on TikTok or looking to refine your content, investing time in learning the basics and some advanced video editing techniques is essential. Remember, in the world of TikTok, first impressions matter, and polished editing is your best choice to make that impression last. Let's get right into it. Technique number 1, cutting and trimming. Picture this. Your video starts with a few seconds of awkward fumbling before you get to the good part. In those few seconds, viewers may swipe away and miss the brilliant content you've worked hard to create. Cutting and trimming allows you to remove those awkward pauses or any irrelevant content, leaving you with a tight and engaging video that keeps viewers watching. Since TikTok thrives on snappy, fast-paced content, trimming away unnecessary parts of your video can ensure that every moment counts, giving your audience a dynamic and seamless viewing experience. Once you've recorded your video or uploaded a clip from your camera roll, TikTok automatically takes you to the editing screen where you'll see a timeline at the bottom of the screen. This is where you can cut and trim your video. Simply drag the white bars at the beginning and at the end of the timeline to shorten your clip. As you make these adjustments to the length of your video, preview the changes to make sure you haven't cropped out the essential moments. Don't be afraid to go back and trim a bit more if needed. Less is often more on TikTok. If your video consists of multiple clips, you can trim each one individually. Tap on each segment in the timeline to adjust its length to ensure smooth transitions between clips. Pro tips for effective cutting and trimming. Start strong. Cut out any delays or setup at the beginning of your video to immediately grab your audience's attention within the first 1 to 2 seconds, so they stick around for the entire clip. Our podcast episode 5, Storytelling on TikTok, is all about making your content as captivating as possible, so be sure to give it a listen if you haven't already. Trimming keeps your content focused and fast-paced, helping maintain a quick and energetic vibe. Don't let slow moments or unnecessary fluff drag down your content. Each cut should serve to keep your story or message moving forward. It's better to have a shorter, high-impact video than a longer one filled with filler content. If you're creating tutorials or informational content, focus on the core message and cut out any repetitive steps or unnecessary footage so your content can go straight to the point. However, while trimming is essential, cutting too much can lead to a disjointed or confusing video. Pay close attention to the overall continuity, making sure that your edits don't create awkward pauses or abrupt scene or sound changes. Regularly preview your edits to ensure the cuts are smooth and the pacing feels right and consistent. Sometimes what looks good in segments might not work as well when viewed as a whole. Technique number 2, adding music and sound effects. Music and sound effects are more than just background elements. They are the heartbeat of TikTok videos. Music can instantly convey emotion, whether it's excitement, humor, or a dramatic tension. So choosing your soundtrack can make or break your content. Sound effects, when used creatively, can draw attention to specific parts of your video, like a punchline in a joke or a sudden twist in your story. They add an extra layer of fun and surprise, keeping your viewers hooked. Perfectly synced actions or transitions with beats or sound effects add a level of professionalism to your video as they make your content more catchy and dynamic. Lastly, TikTok users often discover content through trending songs. Leveraging popular music can increase your video's visibility and make it more likely to be shared and be featured on the For You page. TikTok makes it easy to incorporate music and sound effects into your videos. Once you're in on the app's editing screen, tap the Sounds button at the bottom, which will lead you to TikTok's extensive music library. You can explore trending tracks, search for specific songs, or select from recommended categories. After making a selection, you can use the Soundwave slider to choose the specific part of the track you want to feature in your video. Sync the music with your video's key moments by adjusting the starting point of the audio. The voice effects option provides fun effects such as chipmunk voices, echoes, or deep voices to your narration. To include additional sound effects, you can use TikTok's sound library or upload your own audio clips. Similar to adding music, you can adjust their timing and duration to perfectly sync with your video. TikTok also allows you to adjust the volume of both your original video sound and the added music or sound effects from the volume option. You can even mute one track entirely if you want the other tracks to be the sole audio focus. Pro tips for effectively using music and sound effects. Make sure to choose a track that aligns best with the overall tone and message of your video. For instance, an upbeat track works well for energetic fitness content, while a softer tune might suit a more reflective, inspirational video. Timing is everything, so ensure that all your audio tracks are perfectly synced with key moments in your video. Along with this, be mindful of your audio levels. You wouldn't want your sound effects to overpower your original audio or any voiceovers. Balance all the audio levels so viewers can clearly hear what you're saying. On the other hand, too many sound effects can overwhelm your viewers and detract from your video's overall message, so use them sparingly and strategically. Also, keep in mind that while TikTok's music library is safe to use because it's licensed for the platform, using other audio files can lead to a potential copyright issue. Be sure to check TikTok's terms of service and community guidelines before using audio tracks or content that were made by someone else. Technique number 3. Applying filters and video effects. Filters and effects aren't just about making your videos look cool. They play a crucial role in how your content is perceived. The right filter can change the entire mood of your video, from warm and nostalgic to bold and energetic. Similar to choosing your music, filters and effects help you communicate the emotion or vibe you want your viewers to feel right from the start. Filters can make colors pop, smooth out imperfections, or give your video a unique aesthetic. With consistency, these filters and effects can make your content more cohesive and recognizable, perfect for when you're building your unique branding signature. Applying filters and effects is pretty straightforward and can be done while recording or after your video is shot. You can access it from the filters icon on the right side of the screen. TikTok offers various filter categories like portrait, landscape, food, and vibe, each designed to enhance different types of content. Swipe through the options and select a filter that fits the mood you want to create. You can adjust the filter's intensity by sliding the adjustment bar, allowing for subtle or dramatic changes. Effects, on the other hand, can be found on the left side of the record button. It includes options like time warp, green screen, and fun augmented reality or AR effects. You can apply these in real time while recording or after during the editing stage. Some effects can be applied to the entire video, while others can be used on specific segments. Use the timeline to precisely control when and where an effect appears, which is perfect for emphasizing key areas in your video. Always remember to preview your video after applying filters and effects to ensure they align well with your vision. You can always go back and tweak or remove them when they don't fit. Pro tips for effectively using filters and effects. Choose filters and effects that complement the story or emotion you're trying to convey. For example, a soft, warm filter could enhance a romantic scene, while a glitch effect could add drama to a high-energy scene. Be mindful that you don't drown out your original video in filters and effects if it already has strong visuals to begin with, as it can be overwhelming for anyone watching your video. Aim for enhancements that support your content rather than overshadow it. Switching between different filters or effects with the same video can also disrupt the flow and confuse viewers. Aim for consistency to maintain a smooth visual experience. This consistency is also beneficial in the long run. If you want your content to be easily recognizable, sticking with the same filters and effects across your videos is helpful in building a cohesive aesthetic that your audience can associate with your brand. Technique number 4, adjusting speed. On TikTok, where content is consumed in rapid-fire bursts, how you control the pace of your videos can have a significant influence on their impact. Slowing down a scene can emphasize its importance, allowing viewers to savor the moment. By applying this technique, you can draw attention to specific actions or details that might otherwise be missed at regular speed. Speeding up can add excitement and inject energy, as well as allowing you to fit more content in less time, which makes your content more informative and efficient. Before you begin recording, you'll see a speedometer icon labeled Speed on the right-hand side menu. This will give you several speed options. Slow motions speeds at 0.3x and 0.5x, normal speed at 1x, and fast motions at 2x and 3x. Upon selecting the speed you want, TikTok will apply the adjustment in real time as you begin recording and allows you to see how it affects your video instantly. If you want to adjust the speed of a video you already have, you can do so by tapping the Adjust Clips or Edit option at the bottom of the screen after uploading your video. You can then select from the same speed options and apply it to the entire video or just on specific portions using the timeline. Pro tips for effectively adjusting speed to your content. The speed of your video should match the overall mood you're trying to convey. At the same time, be careful that it doesn't result in unintended consequences such as awkward pauses or overly rushed segments. Always preview your video to ensure the speed adjustments enhance rather than detract from your content. While it's tempting to use speed changes frequently, too much can make your video feel disjointed and hard to follow, so use this technique sparingly. Ensure that the transitions between different speeds feel natural and not jarring to viewers. If your video includes dialogues or sound effects, changing the speed can throw the audio out of sync. Make sure to adjust the audio track accordingly, or use speed changes only in sections without crucial audio. Lastly, some videos may lose quality when the speed is altered, especially if slowed down too much. Be mindful of how speed changes affect the clarity and smoothness of your footage. Technique number 5. Using transitions. Transitions are the secret sauce that can take your TikTok videos from basic to brilliant. They help guide your viewers through your video's narrative, making the flow from one scene to the next feel natural and engaging. The right transition can influence the rhythm of your video, whether you're building suspense, speeding things up, or creating a smooth flow. Creative transitions can make your content more visually interesting and are often a big part of TikTok trends, so mastering them can help your videos look more polished and be on trend. There are a variety of transitions you can use to enhance your content. The most basic transition is cut, where one clip simply ends and another begins. It's quick, clean, and keeps the focus on the content. Fade is a gradual transition where one clip fades out as the next fades in. This is great for softer, more reflective content or when changing scenes or moods. A zoom transition involves zooming into an object or subject at the end of one clip and then zooming out in the next. This adds a dynamic and engaging visual effect. Spin transition involves rotating the camera or subject at the end of one clip and continuing the spin on the next. It's an eye-catching way to move between scenes. Swipe transition is created by moving the camera or an object quickly across the screen, effectively wiping the current scene away to reveal the next. It's a popular choice for energetic and fun content. Match cut involves matching the action or position of a subject in one clip to the start of the next clip, creating a seamless visual link between different scenes or looks. To access TikTok's built-in transitions, tap the effects icon at the bottom of the screen beside the record button. Scroll through the transition section to access options such as fades and zooms. Tap on a transition preview to see how it will look between your clips. You can drag the transition effect to specific points in your video timeline where you want to apply it. Adjust the duration and placement to ensure a smooth, natural flow between clips. For a more creative control, you can create manual transitions during the recording process, such as the swipe and spin transitions, as well as jump and match cuts. After applying transitions, review your video to ensure they look smooth and natural. If a transition feels too abrupt or doesn't match the rhythm of your video, adjust the timing or try a different transition until you achieve the desired effect. Pro tips for effectively using transitions. Syncing transitions with the beat of your background music can create a more immersive and polished video. Time your transitions with changes in the music for maximum impact. Transitions can highlight important moments or shifts in your video. Use a bold transition when changing locations, outfits, or themes to draw attention. Manual do-it-yourself transitions require some practice but can make your video stand out. Start with simple movements and gradually experiment with more complex actions as you get more comfortable. While transitions are fun and engaging, it's easy to get carried away with using too many that it can lead to overwhelming your video. Remember that the purpose of transition is to maintain or improve the flow of your video. If transition feels forced or disrupts the narrative, reconsider its use. For more pro tips, be sure to read our blog article, How to Master TikTok Transitions in 3 Easy Steps, linked in the descriptions. Technique number 6, layering and blending effects. Layering and blending effects are advanced techniques that can take your content to the next level. These tools allow you to combine multiple elements such as images, videos, and special effects into a single and seamless piece of content. By layering different visuals and blending them together, you can add depth to your videos, making them more visually complex and interesting. These effects allow you to convey multiple narratives or perspectives within a single video, enriching your storytelling capabilities. Layering and blending open up endless possibilities for creativity, enabling you to experiment with unique combinations that reflect your brand or personal style. TikTok provides various tools and techniques to help you layer and blend effects. One of them is using TikTok's green screen effect, which you can find from the Effects option. It allows you to layer yourself over a different background that can be a video or a still image. After selecting this effect, choose a background from your device's gallery and start recording your video in front of it. To layer one video over another, use TikTok's built-in picture-in-picture feature. Start by selecting a base video, then add a smaller video or image that plays simultaneously within the main video. This technique is great for reaction videos, tutorials, or showcasing multiple perspectives at once. For a more complex layering, consider using third-party editing apps such as CapCut. Developed by ByteDance, CapCut is designed with TikTok creators in mind. It offers advanced features like multi-layer editing, keyframe animations, and a vast library of effects, transitions, and soundtracks. It has an intuitive, user-friendly drag-and-drop interface that's accessible even for beginners. It's a seamless extension of TikTok's editing capabilities, making it a popular choice for creators who want more control over their edits. We have a dedicated article, How to Use CapCut Templates on TikTok. That's all about maximizing CapCut for limitless creative content possibilities. Pro tips for effective layering and blending. Use subtlety to your advantage. While layering adds depth, too much of it and it can make your video look cluttered and confusing. Focus on quality over quantity. Use layers that serve a purpose to your content. The focus of your video should be clear. If layering or blending effects overshadow the main content or distract the viewers, it's time to scale back. Slight adjustments in opacity or gentle transitions often have a more polished and sophisticated impact. Don't be afraid to experiment with blending modes. If you're using third-party apps, blending modes like multiply, screen, or overlay can improve how layers interact. So find the combination that best enhances your visual theme and story, while maintaining visual consistency. Your layered elements should share a common visual style, be it in color tones, lighting, and effects that will make your videos look cohesive and professionally edited. And always use high-resolution assets to maintain a sharp and polished look. Using low-quality images, footage, or graphics for layering can degrade the overall quality of your video. Technique number 7, adding text overlays and captions. Text overlays and captions are very useful tools that can grab attention and deliver your message clearly and quickly. They can highlight key points, add context, and provide additional information that visuals or audio alone couldn't cover. This makes your content more informative and easier to understand. Not everyone watches TikTok videos with sound on. Adding captions ensures your message reaches a wider audience, including those who are deaf or hard of hearing, who are watching in a sound-off or public environment, or who may just prefer to browse in silence. To add text overlays, tap the text option at the bottom of TikTok's editing screen. Type your text and customize it with different fonts, colors, and style to match your video's mood and theme. Drag the text box to position it anywhere on the screen. You can resize it by pinching or expanding gestures. Use the timeline at the bottom of the screen to control when the text appears and disappears during your video. ensuring they are in sync with specific moments within your video. To add captions, you can either type them normally using the text tool or use TikTok's auto caption feature, which automatically generates captions based on the audio of your video. Tapping the Captions button after recording your video will automatically make TikTok transcribe the audio and display the captions on the screen. Review and edit the captions for accuracy and timing before finalizing your video. You can also opt for manual captioning by typing out the dialogue or key points and placing them at the bottom of the screen where they're easy to read. Make sure the text is readable and doesn't obscure important portions of your video. Pro tips for effectively adding text overlays and captions. TikTok is all about quick, digestible content. Keep your text overlays concise and to the point to ensure viewers can easily read and understand them without having to hit pause. Choose fonts and colors that match the tone and style of your video. A playful, fun video might use bold, colorful texts, while a more serious video could benefit from clean and simple fonts. Avoid overly fancy fonts or color schemes that blend into the background. Our latest article, How to Choose the Perfect Color for Your TikTok Video, will be your guide to picking the right color to accentuate your message based on what each color represents. High contrast between the text and background is a non-negotiable for optimal readability. Text overlays can direct the viewer's attention to specific parts of the video or emphasize key points, so use them strategically and refrain from adding too much, which can become distracting. Stick to key points and keep the screen clean. Ensure that your text appears on screen long enough for viewers to read it fully, but not so long that it lingers unnecessarily. If the text appears too late or disappears too quickly, viewers may miss important information. Syncing text with the action or dialogue in the video helps maintain a smooth flow. Auto captions can sometimes mistranscribe words or phrases, so always review and edit when needed to ensure they're accurate. Technique number 8. Choosing covers. First impressions matter a lot on TikTok, and the cover image of your video is the first thing viewers see as they scroll through their feeds or browse your profile. It's the visual cue that can make someone pause and quickly decide whether to watch your video or not. Your cover image should give viewers a sneak peek into the content, stirring curiosity, which is helpful in making it easy for them to decide and click play. Choosing and customizing your TikTok cover is an essential step in maximizing your content's visibility and appeal. On the publishing screen, tap Select Cover, located at the top. This will open up a series of thumbnail options showing different frames from your video. Swipe through the frames to find the one that best represents your video. Look for a frame that is clear, visually appealing, and accurately reflects the content of your video. Once you've selected a frame, you can drag the slider at the bottom to fine-tune your choice, ensuring you capture a clear and perfect moment. TikTok allows for further customization by adding text to it, whether you want to add useful context, emphasizing key points, or adding a call to action such as "Watch now" or "Here's why." Once you're satisfied with your cover and text, tap Save to lock in your choice. Your customized cover will now appear as the thumbnail for your video. Complete the rest of your video by adding descriptions and hashtags. Pro tips for effectively choosing your TikTok cover. Choose a cover image that's visually clear and not too cluttered. Avoid frames with too much motion blur or are difficult to interpret. Additionally, avoid selecting a cover image randomly. An unplanned or unflattering frame can make your video less appealing and may reduce its chances of being watched. If your video has a standout moment, try to capture it as the cover image. When including additional texts to your cover, stick to clear, bold fonts that are easy on the eyes with concise messages that are easy to understand at a glance. Avoid adding too many elements, whether it be text, emojis, or graphics. Lastly, ensure your cover accurately reflects the content of your video. Misleading covers might attract viewers at first, but can lead to a lower engagement if the video doesn't meet their expectations. That was a lot. If you're looking for more editing tips, be sure to read our article 7 Excellent Tips to Edit Your TikTok Videos Like a Pro, where you can find extra clever and creative ways to elevate your videos to a whole new level. Creating standout TikTok videos takes time, effort, creativity, and attention to detail. From mastering transitions and layering effects to choosing the perfect cover, each step is a labor of love that deserves recognition. But even the best content can sometimes struggle to get the visibility it deserves in a crowded feed. If you've poured your heart into a video and want to ensure it reaches the audience it deserves, consider giving it a boost by purchasing TikTok views. Celebian's TikTok views packages cater to accounts of any size with instant start and fast delivery. This can help your content gain momentum, attract even more views, and increase your chances of going viral. After all the effort you've put in, don't let your hard work go unnoticed. Give your video the head start it needs to shine. And that's a wrap. We hope this episode inspired you to dive into your next video with all the editing tips and techniques we covered. Remember, the magic of TikTok lies in your creativity and the effort you put into each edit, so go out there and make something amazing. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing and sharing it. Got a question or topic you want us to cover? We'd love to hear it. Reach out on our social media channels or leave a comment or even a review. Your feedback helps us improve the content we create for you. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time. Keep creating, keep innovating, and keep making your mark on TikTok, and together, let's make it shine.